record. Okay, so we're recording. Okay. So we have a couple of parents on. I'll be honest, I don't know how this breakout stuff works, so we will figure it out as it goes. So a big thank you to Miss Kayla and Miss Reagan for joining us tonight. For those of you who have not met them, they are our wonderful pre-K and kindergarten teachers. So they have presented, they've been working really, really hard on videos and things like that. So I'm going to turn my video off and I'm going to unmute. I'm going to let them go ahead. And if you have any questions, just put them in the chat.
Okay, I'm Kayla Bennett. I'm the kindergarten teacher at LSVI. And Reagan, the pre-K teacher, and I just put together kind of a video, like a tour of our classroom and some activities that we do in the pre-K room and the kindergarten room that we thought would be useful for parents to see, to kind of get an idea of what school's like for a VI student, and also just kind of take away some activities that you could also do at home. You have anything to add, Reagan?
Nope, not really. You said it all, but I can introduce myself. Hi, I'm Reagan.
Sounds good. So I'm just going to share screen and start the video. It's about 15 minutes. And like I said, it's just Reagan's classroom and kind of the activities they do in their room in pre-K, and then a few things that we do in kindergarten. And then the end of the video is just different activities that we thought would be useful for you to see. And if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat, or I don't know if you can unmute yourself or not, but here we go. Can y'all see that?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, I'm going to start it, and here we go.
Welcome to the pre-K classroom. This is a video.
Kayla, I think you have to unmute yourself for us to hear the video.
All right, this is an unfortunate situation because I have two small children at home, so we'll see how long they can be quiet. Here we go. Can you hear it now? Or well, hold on.
Welcome to the pre-K classroom. This is a video of the kids singing good morning. This is something that they typically do every morning in the pre-K room.
Good to be excited.
Greet your neighbor, touch the ground, give a jump and turn around. Okay, so now ask your friend Xavier something.
Hey, Xavier, how are you?
Hey, hold on, let's face each other. Stay still, face each other.
How are you? Good. Why are you good? Class. What you toys?
No, he said Braille writer. He's playing with the Braille writer. Yeah. Question of the day. Every day, the students answer a question that the teacher has laid out. In this video, notice that she is tracking, she understands that Braille is meaningful, and that each student has their own special marker to answer the question independently.
Do you like lemons?
Read it across. Move your hand.
Do you like lemons?
Okay. Do you like lemons?
Yeah.
Okay, get your marker.
Now take a picture of me.
Read it. Start over here. Do you like lemons?
Lemons.
Yes.
No.
Okay, do you like lemons, Rossi?
Yeah.
You do like lemons? Okay, get your block. Put it on the left side. Calendar time. In this video, the students are answering the question, what day is it? They are using a button to help them with their language development. Today is Wednesday. Great job. story time. In this video, the little girl takes it upon herself to read a story to the class. Notice how excited she is and that she actually has a Braille book in front of her. Braille time. Yes, even in pre-K, kids can Braille. Start early. They love it. It is always so much fun to see them learn something new. All right, Xavier, can you find the space bar for me? Good. Where do you put a space? Space between words. You're right. Okay. Find that letter A for me. Show me your pointer finger. Okay, good job. So look, here's your pointer finger. Pointer finger. All right, let's find it with A. Okay, so first we're going to find the space bar, then move it over one time and click A. Dot one. A dot one. A dot one. All right, now you do it by yourself. Good. Great job. Okay, so now I want you to do A, then space. A. Uh-oh, find that space bar again. Good. A, then space. A, then space. Good job. Awesome job, Xavier. Welcome to kindergarten. In this picture, the student is using a slant board to hold correct posture and see the materials. Math. This student uses large print materials and a 2020 pen to complete his work. In kindergarten, both kids are low vision, but they still need to learn Braille. We created this Braille box so they can't see the Braille, but they can still read it without using a blindfold. The next videos are useful materials in the classrooms. These can easily be remade for home. So book boxes have been the biggest talk that we always talk about with pre-K students. Right here, I have a book box for Jack and the Beanstalk, and I'm going to show you how we go from one book to the other. So this book is very basic, and it has the basic things about Jack and the Beanstalk, very simple, very repetitive. The students were really having a great fun time with this story. So I moved on to the story that had a few more details the next week, and they really had so much fun with this story. It had a lot more details. And so while we were reading the story that had more details, we found items in the classroom that I didn't have to go buy. We made a beanstalk out of just the broom, and I attached some flowers to the top of it just to show them that the beanstalk started from really small all the way to really big. I put all of our items in here. So let's see. Here is Jack's house that we put down at the bottom of the beanstalk. That way they knew the house was on the ground and the beanstalk grew up way high, way over the house. Here's Jack because he's a little person, so he had to be able to fit inside of their house. The beans that they sell in Jack and the Beanstalk, I just put them in a little bag, and then they get to throw them out the window. So they're always super excited to throw them out the window. And here is the giant that lives on top of the beanstalk. So we usually sit him right on up here, right next to the giant beanstalk. So he sits right up there. And the gold coins and the chicken, I did find this chicken on Amazon, but it feels like a real chicken. So it has real feathers and stuff. You could just get a thing of feathers from anywhere and just glue them on something, or just have the feathers so that way they know what a chicken feels like. And the gold coin that Jack takes. So all these things are really super simple to make a book box for Jack and the Beanstalk, and we found them all in our classroom. So it was super easy.
This is the gingerbread man. I'm going to be showing you how to go from three-dimensional items to abstract thinking and representation. So here's our gingerbread man, our book. We love this story. And here's our 3D gingerbread man that we like to play with during the story. We also have these little counter gingerbread men. So we can use these to count or give one object to each kid on the carpet while we read. We can use them again around Christmas time, and I found them on Amazon. They're a super good find. We've been loving playing with those. So this is just a smaller representation of the big 3D object. Next, we have these gingerbread men on this paper that I can't remember the name of, but I will post it right after this with the chart. So it's on paper, but it's all puffed out, and it's really fun for the students to feel because it's transferring what the gingerbread man, the shape of in real life, over to its at home with puff paint or hot glue or even these wiki sticks. So you can buy these probably on Amazon, but then you can bend them and make whatever shape you want to help your student learn whatever you're trying to teach them. Here's the last story that I'm going to talk about. So this is the lady with the alligator purse. And the only thing that I really wanted them to learn from this was the rhyming words and how to retell the story. And I found this really cool puppet alligator, and it actually feels like an alligator. So you can see the skin, how it's really bumpy. So hopefully they'll get them to play with the alligator puppet. Also, I would probably show them a purse. That way they could feel like what the alligator would feel like, and then also what a purse does. Here are some tissue boxes that I found that I converted to feely boxes. So they get to stick their hand in the box and feel the texture at the bottom, and then they have to tell me what they think they felt. So the bottom of this one feels rough, and then the bottom of this one feels bumpy, or if they say like hard, because it is hard. There's no wrong answer as long as it's actually what it feels like. So they have a lot of fun with these boxes too. All right, so this is a class favorite game that we have in our classroom. You can do so many different things with this game. You can pull the items off. It's just made with Velcro and 2 different cups that I've Velcroed onto the board. And you can sort, put all the cubes on one side, all the circles on the other. You can count more and less. This also encourages the student to use 2 hands to pull the Velcro items off of the board. So this one's always really fun to play.
Okay, I want to show you what pre-K and kindergarten does to help build some fine motor muscles in the classroom. As you know, fine motor muscles are the muscles inside of your hands, those little muscles that help the children. They have to have fine motor muscles in order to read Braille, but more importantly, they really need them to be able to Braille in the Braille writer. It is very difficult to push the buttons down on the Braille writer. So we use several things in the classroom to help build those fine motor muscles in a fun way. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you some of the fun things we do. Okay, so we're studying insects right now. And as you can see, I have this fun little game that's all about sorting the different types of insects. But this tool right here, the kids use it just like you would scissors, but this helps build those fine motor muscles. They're having to grab up the insects and put them in the cup. They could do this if they were low vision or blind, and it still is working those fine motor muscles to help them get that finger and hand strength they need to Braille. We also play with Play-Doh a lot in the classroom. Rolling the dough and squishing it, making it into little balls helps build those fine motor muscles also. We have these little hole punch things that you saw the paper in there, and you push down and it hole punch. But as you can see, this would work the exact same muscles as pushing on the Braille writer would do. So the kids love to press this and then fill the hole that they've just made. And another thing we use in the classroom, the kids love it when I give them a roll of tape and tell them they can do whatever they want with it.
they just can't believe that I'm going to let them use the tape. Biggest thing I want them to be able to do is to take that and use those pincer grasps and tear the tape. And I'm not doing this for them. They and to play with the tape, they have to be able to tear it themselves. And I help coach them on how to do it, but they are actually making the tears themselves. And they really enjoy it. And I know that they're building that hand strength that will help them later read and write Braille. Okay, it's kind of gross, but I've even collected like this real moth was outside one day, missing a body, oddly enough, but they were able to actually feel what a moth's wings really feel like. So having these things that are really tactile, that they can really feel what a wing feels like or how many legs and count them on the inset and really get a good background knowledge of whatever you're trying to teach them or read about is very helpful for, like I said, all children, but especially low vision and blind students. Okay, I also want to show you guys this new invention or creation that we made this year. I have 2 boys in my classroom this year that are both low vision, but they do need to learn Braille because they will eventually lose their vision. So typically you put a blindfold on them. Well, I have found that these boys really don't like that, and it just really makes a negative classroom environment when I tell them that I have to pull out the blindfolds for us to practice Braille. So instead, we made a Braille box, which the kids helped me decorate. This is just felt, and I just kind of made a tablecloth over this Braille stand or desk stand. We just kind of put it right on top. So the boys see it from this angle. So they can't peek at the Braille. They have to stick their hands in and read it. But the teacher can see it from this angle to where I can actually get down a little low and see where their hands are and read the Braille that they're actually reading to make sure they're reading it correctly, or I can move their hand to touch the Braille that they need to be able to touch what they're reading and make sure they're having the correct finger placements while they're reading the Braille. So this was just a really quick, easy little activity I do with the boys, and so far they seem to really be enjoying it.
Okay. Am I still there? Yes. Okay, I see that there's some in the chat. I couldn't see it. Can y'all hear me? Yeah,
Yes.
Megan? Okay, I couldn't see it as the video was up because if I would have pulled it up, y'all could have seen it, I think. I don't know. I know that was a lot of information. Let me read through these real quick. Bring a real chicken. I could have brought a real chicken. We will be tearing paper and playing with Play-Doh on Friday at our Make and Take. That's great. Okay, great. So do we have any other questions or comments that we can answer? Anything you learned?
I will say that my kids are so cute singing that good morning song.
They were, and I love how you've really incorporated the Braille writer this year in the pre-K classroom, which I know when I taught pre-K, I was always really bad about it. I just figured like they can't get it yet. They're too young. They don't have the fine motor strength to do it. But I've seen this year that your kids, not only can they do it, but they're super excited about doing it, and they ask to go to it all the time. And even though they're not really brailing, I mean, he was brailing a real word or a real letter. Even if they just get on there to push the buttons, it still moves them so much further ahead later on when they're in the older grades.
Yeah, I can say like this year compared to all my past years, they have really loved the Braille writer. Years before, they just weren't interested in it, so we just played with other games. But they really seem to love the Braille writer this year, so I'm gonna keep it up because that's awesome.
Hey, Hannah, do you have any questions for our teachers?
Can you hear me?
Hannah,
Hey, can y'all hear me?
we can.
Yes.
Okay, got you. Okay, I don't know. I'm just really nervous about everything, so I don't know what to ask. I guess my biggest thing is like I'm just trying to convince myself that she'll be ready for school next year. Like she'll be 4.5. So how do y'all kids typically do? Like I'm trying to, I guess, I don't know, like will she catch on to everything? I'm just kind of worried about the transition, I guess.
Okay, so hi, I'm Miss Reagan. I'm the pre-K teacher. So we have kids that come in at random ages all the time, and I usually see a lot of improvement whenever they're around their peers, and they just really like just talking to more than one person. They really like that interaction, and they grow together. Miss Kayla, I don't know if you found that whenever you taught pre-K, or if you see the same thing in kindergarten.
No, I think you're right. They have like, somebody to play with for one, but then also to grow with. And really from what I've seen, LSVI compared to like just a typical school setting, the kids coming in for pre-K, it's really almost the exact same situation. They're nervous. They usually have some sort of, like a little period where they miss mom, or they might say they want to go home. But for the most part, that's a really short time frame, and then they are all about excited about being at school, and they catch on to the routines, and they thrive on that schedule, and then you can really see a lot of growth through that.
Right. Yeah, because she just stays home right now with my mom and myself, and I'm not working. So I guess that's my biggest worry is the socializing and sending her somewhere else, just the attachment for it, I guess.
Right. And look, I have a 3.5-year-old at home, so I get it. He stays at home with my husband all day, so I would be very nervous to send him somewhere. But I think that that's natural. That's just,
Right.
kind of everybody experiences that.
Yeah. All righty.
So Hannah, hey, it's Blanche.
Hey.
If you want, I can stop recording. If you want to turn on your video and let the teachers meet your little one. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.
Hey, let me,